Hello there, friends and family. This is the Patriarch, your internet friend who is led by the Lord Jesus Christ, a father to his children as best he can, a husband to his wife as best he can with the guidance of the Lord. I pray that I do a better job today than I did yesterday. What I want to talk to you today about is the issues with ICE, including the car incident in Minneapolis with the ICE agent. There's a few other videos I want to talk about with ICE violence. And what do we do about this? First and foremost, I want to say that it's horrible what happened, and it was pointless. It didn't need to happen, and it should have never happened. So I just want to say that it's tragic. It's tragedy all the way around. There's nothing good about any of this. It's bad for Renee Good and her family. It's bad for her kids. Obviously, that's part of her family. For all of her loved ones that are missing her. It's bad for the officer's family. And I know some of you out there don't care about that. Well, too bad. He is going to be he's going to be living with this for the rest of his life. And I only say that because I have my former father-in-law was a police officer when before he retired. And about 30 years ago, he had an incident where he was chasing, I believe it was bank robbers, some kind of armed robbery. And when his cop car was chasing the bad guys, one of them turned and pointed a gun at him, if I remember correctly. And my father-in-law shot him, ended up killing him. And he's lived with that his entire career. He lived with that. He's living with that now in retirement. And it's, he knows it was a justified shooting, but you still got to live with it. So whether you like this ICE officer or not, it's something that he's going to have to live with. And with all social media like it is today, he'll probably never hear the end of it from people who are going to be dishonest and say that he's a murderer. Well, of course he's not. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to look at some videos, look at some commentary, and I'm going to show you why I believe that this was justified, although not unnecessary, but it should have never happened. It's an incident that should have never happened. Anyway, let's get into the first video. I pulled up Steven Crowder. I watched him a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, as he compiled some information, and this is what I wanted to show you.
Straight from the horse face's mouth, same person. She was there impeding the officers, and very likely as a deliberate agitator. That's what she says.
They clearly wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading the protest, is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her.
Leading.
But
leading.
She was well, she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing what she was set out to do, and so they wanted to get her the hell out of there.
Doing what she set out to do.
It looked like she was impeding ICE vehicles.
Definitely, yeah. Okay. That was her goal.
Oh!
Okay, well.
She was leading the protest. Definitely, that's what she was doing, impeding ICE vehicles.
Well, so that's what we know right up front. She was impeding them. She was bothering them. I think they're going to talk about it. She was seen harassing them all day. But so first off, she didn't belong there. She was leading a protest. Now, a protest, if you're in your right mind, you're standing by the side of the road with your silly little protest sign that was probably pre-printed for you by somebody who is probably also paying you. And probably giving you tips on what to do, on what to say. Anyway, that's a whole topic for another discussion, which I'll probably cover that video. There's a good Matt Walsh video that I'll share with you guys in a different video. first off, she didn't belong there. Second off, was purposely impeding their progress, getting in the way, and they were telling her to move based on that eyewitness's account of what was going on. So let's carry on.
It doesn't seem like she was just some woman caught at the wrong time, wrong place, wrong time, attempting to flee. Seems like this woman chose to put herself there repeatedly. And that changes the approach from ICE. Do you guys understand?
Yeah, so I would agree with that. They've been harassed all day. This is something they shouldn't have to even be dealing with. So let's go to the next video.
The gas pedal.
So he did a real good job on this video right here. So what you've probably heard is, the wheels were pointed away from the officer, and when she was trying to leave. Well, that's the second command that she broke. First one, look at this officer's already told her get out of the car, and she put it in reverse. The other cop is the one that is the one that gets hit by the car. We don't even see him in frame yet, but when she backs up, she puts him in frame by her moving the car. Also by him walking from the other side, which you'll see in a second. But what I want you to look at is the tires, because those are key. So let's roll the tape. So now you see the other officer. He just popped in. It says noticeable exhaust billow. So there's what it is she's hit the gas, right? She's obviously hit the gas to go backwards. You want to see look where the tires are. Now I got into a dispute on, I think it was Facebook. Somebody was saying like the tires were clearly pointing away from the officer, which it doesn't really matter. She's not supposed to leave the scene when you're already being told and you're disobeying a direct order to get out of the vehicle. But let's take a look at the wheels. Oh, they just started spinning forward, right? It's spinning forward. Which way are they facing? They're actually facing to the left of the officer, or to the officer's right. I guess I should be pointing the way the video is showing it. But look where they're pointing to the left of him, right? So let's continue to roll. And watch these tires. They're already spinning forward. Now they're starting to turn. They're not getting traction. They're sliding a bit. Had they gathered traction, she would have turned wider, because they were facing him when it was going forward. He's lucky they were starting to slide on the ice. You see him lose his balance, so he was definitely hit. Let's go back. He's already sliding. Almost knocked over. So we can't see because this officer's in the way, but he's hit right here. And that's where he's hit, fires the first gunshot, it appears, and then two after that.
Back and to the left. Sorry, I said right earlier.
It's also important to notice that it's on an icy road, and that front wheel starts spinning.
Yeah.
It's not getting traction because it's on the ice.
Right.
And it doesn't get traction until the wheel spins enough that it moves.
Right.
And that happens. The wheel will move itself on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's also other accounts online about how she was just innocent. She got caught in the way. She didn't know what she was doing. Well, we already know that that's false based on the eyewitness that stated that she was out there being an agitator. She was in the way. She was following them all day, and she was leading a caravan of protesters. So she was the first car. So she was the leader. She was the leader guy. So let's see what, was she all innocent and confused and didn't know what to do? Well, let's take a look. Poor dog just wants to go home. Look at that smug face.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning.
Now watch this
so
guy.
You know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at
Former
us?
freaking veteran.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out
Multiple orders to get out of the car. Oops, sorry, I spoke it right when it was happening. So what you're going to see is she, as we saw in the other video, she's going to start backing up. The officer has got the camera on now, so it's from the perspective of the officer. I think it may be his cell phone. I'm not sure if it was his cell phone or his body cam. But either way, you're going to hear him get physically hit, like a hit right on the phone or the camera. And you could hear the bang on the microphone, and then you hear the gunshots afterward. So listen.
car. Get out of the fucking car.
Backing up.
Get out of the car.
That quick. That quick.
Terrible.
That quick, he gets hit. That quick, she pulls off. He don't know if she gonna run straight at him or whatever the case may be. They talking all that noise. They talking all that trash. And this is what happens. That woman had no business being there. It's all stupidity from these ignorant folk on the left.
Yep.
And it wasn't by happenstance she ended up there. We did a little bit of research. Come to find out, this woman is already a part of an ICE chasing organization. They getting paid to harass federal agents because of their own political agenda. That is called domestic terrorism.
Yeah. I don't disagree. So let's see what a family member had to say. Former, I guess, brother-in-law. So former family member, I guess. Now, Good's former brother-in-law, Joseph Macklin, has weighed in on the tragedy, telling the Daily Mail on Wednesday night she put herself in a dangerous situation without reason. She had no reason to be there, in my opinion, he said. It had nothing to do with her. She shouldn't have been in the way. She had nothing to do with ICE agents or immigration. So she shouldn't have been there. She should have minded her own business. I think that's the sentiment of most people that can look at this logically. You can at least agree she shouldn't have put herself in harm's way by impeding the progress of the ICE agents. Joseph goes on to say that Good had 3 children, including a 6-year-old son. She shared with his Air Force veteran brother. Oh, that's kind of worded funny, or at least I read it funny. Tim Macklin Jr., who tragically died in 2023. Her older 2 children from a previous relationship are in custody of their father, Joseph said. So, yeah, so the whole thing, yeah, she was a mother of 3 kids, and 2 she had lost custody to the ex. Which is a whole nother thing. Had she been focused on being a mother doesn't put herself in harm's way, right? She doesn't put herself in a dangerous situation because these criminal invaders, violent criminals, and there's a list of them somewhere. I didn't put them on this video. I didn't pull them up, but there was a list. I think if I remember, it was like a mosaic of 9 or 12 of the people that they were actively looking for that she was impeding. Her own family and her children should have been her priority, not these criminal, violent offenders. It just makes no sense to get in this situation when you have family at home. Now we're going to hear a little bit of common sense. From a police official. So let's hear what he has to say.
The melanin, so we can protect against sun rays.
He says, "Thank you, Lord, for
you
making
gave us swag. You gave us the ability to dance. You gave us the voice to talk from right here. You gave us athletic ability. But for some reason, you only gave a few of us a brain. And the rest of them are stupid. I'm just playing. But at least this brother here is like me. Just common sense. Brother got a backbone. Come on, put him on the screen and make me proud that all black people ain't crazy. At least me and him got something going right. Come on, roll it, brother.
Let me make this clear. Federal agents, ICE, HSI,
Come on.
are officers.
Preach.
They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in
Come on.
Key point.
with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed
Box in,
and that
ambush.
this could end in a deadly situation.
Could be deadly.
And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions.
Or when you get hit by a car.
Do not box in any law enforcement officer.
Amen. Amen.
You are breaking the law when you do that. And you are putting yourself in danger.
Come on, Pastor.
Following law enforcement agents around.
Come on.
The question is why?
That's right.
What do you plan on doing? It's also reasonable for them to believe that you're eventually going to do harm to them.
Is he lying? He is an official officer of the law telling you, don't get in the way. Don't impede the progress. Now think of this. When you were a kid, did your parents tell you, like, hey, if you don't agree with the cop pulling you over, just go ahead and speed away. You know, don't roll your window down. Don't speak to them. Or did they tell you, you put your hands on the steering wheel and you just shut up and you listen and you ask questions? I mean, you answer questions. Did anybody get told, like, these are your rights, you do this and you do that? Just, you know what? Just pull over. Just pull over and do what you're supposed to do. Now, the point here is, if a loved one of yours is being pulled over, do you have the right to pull in front of a cop car and say, leave them alone? I don't agree with what you're doing. And can you do that? Would you tell anybody else to do that? If somebody's walking up to a house with a warrant, you're gonna stop them and say, you don't have no right to be here? People are being encouraged, particularly by the left media, to get in the way, to become a problem. There's organized groups that are teaching people how to defy authority. And it's like John Mellencamp always said, I fight authority, authority always wins. And that's just the case. Now, he was talking about being a young man in his song, right? But the fact of the matter is, she had no business being there. And you shouldn't, I hope and I pray that you don't tell your kids to act in that manner, right? I hope you're not doing that. If you are, you need to stop it. You need to pull that back. Teach your kids right. Raise them right. Let's see what else he has to say. Now let's just go to the next video. This is the former father-in-law, and the reporter, I'm not sure if she knew what she was going to get. Maybe she did, but let's see how this pans out.
I want to ask you about this. When you talk about the confusion, and you've been open, obviously, about your support for the president, when you look at the videos of what happened, and I'm sure they're very hard for you, Timmy, to watch if you've even been able to, but the Deputy Attorney General says that the Justice Department doesn't believe that there's evidence to back a criminal investigation, right? And nothing
True.
about charges or anything like that, just an investigation into what happened in terms of the ICE agents' actions. But they were, according to the prosecutors resigning today, pressuring them to investigate Renee's actions and Becca, her wife's actions. How do you feel about all that?
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, it's a hard situation all the way around. It's hard for for everybody involved. I mean, the ICE agent, at first I didn't see the footage where, he was actually, he was actually being ran. I mean, I seen the bump of the car hitting his legs. And so in a flash like that, it's hard to say how you would react. From my understanding that he had been through that before, maybe dragged or something. And so, like I said, it's just a hard situation for everybody. Becca, she's a great person as well. I mean, I don't have any many enemies. I love everybody, and that's what the Bible tells us: love our neighbors as we love ourselves. But I think there's some bad choices, and the word says, "For the wrath of God will come upon the children of disobedience." And it's I don't blame us. I don't blame Rebecca. I don't blame Renee. I just wish that if we're walking the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there. That's the way I look at it.
So
You don't have to like what ICE is doing. You have the freedom to not like what they're doing. You have the freedom to protest. That's the beauty of America, not Iran. They put you in a body bag. But here in America, you can put a sign up. F ICE, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be stupid all you want to be.
I forgot he said that. Yeah, it's the truth. You have every right to go and yell your head off, get your Soros endorsed whistle and blow it as much as you want, scream and yell, honk your horn out of the way. Just don't put yourself in harm's way. I mean, I don't get why it's so difficult to understand. You got responsibilities at home. Don't allow these people who are guilty of violent crimes become the focus of your life. They're not your responsibility. Your children are your responsibility. Stay home and take care of your children, man and woman. So don't try to get, he's just being all chauvinist because he's the patriarch. Yeah, well, I am the patriarch and proud of it. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. There's a video before this I want you to see. So let's go to that one first. And don't remember what it is, but let's see it.
My name is Brian O'Hara, BRIAN''OHARA. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. At 6:51 p.m., Minneapolis police received a 911 call reporting a shooting on the 600 block of 24 Avenue North. Preliminary information indicates that there was a struggle with a federal agent in front of the resident. During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male. The adult male then retreated inside of the residence.
I should say this is a separate incident, but
and refused
similar
to come out.
Issue.
Eventually, federal agents made entry into the residence, and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, as well as the FBI, are on the scene processing the evidence. There's a crowd gathered in the area, and we have called for mutual aid from the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff. The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks at police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed.
So he admits they are engaged in unlawful acts, shooting fireworks at him, amongst other things. Now, I've seen videos of snowballs being thrown at him, at ICE agents. Back when they were doing the LA riots, they were throwing bricks and rocks and also shooting off fireworks, I think, and just all kinds of recklessness. And I feel that ICE needs to respond by arresting every single one of those people that throw something if they can. Just stop right now. Just get them all. Just get them all. And because you don't have the right to be doing that. There's because what are you protecting? You're just protecting people that because you as a protester, if you want to protest on the side of the road, cool. But you don't know as you stand on the side of the road if you're an idiot and you're standing in the middle of the road or throwing rocks and bricks and all that kind of stuff. You don't know what they have on their docket for the day. You don't know who's on their list. You don't know what they're doing. So you don't know whether if it's legal or illegal. But they're going to go to a court case, and there's going to be an investigation. But it's not your place. It's not your business. They don't have to answer to any one of those people that are out there. But when you throw something at the cop cars, every one of them should be arrested and given federal charges for attacking a federal officer. That's what should happen from now on, especially after all this stuff. All right. So let's go to Scott Jennings and see what he has to say.
Streets of Minneapolis last night. Another shooting involving an ICE agent who was doing nothing more than enforcing federal immigration law. Let's start with the facts. Last evening around 6:50 local, federal law enforcement officers conducted a targeted traffic stop in Minneapolis of an illegal alien from Venezuela who was released into the country by Joe Biden in 2022. The illegal alien fled the scene in his vehicle and crashed into a parked car. He then jumped out of the car and he ran off on foot. Notice, by the way, I am going to use the term illegal alien because that's who this is. An illegal alien. Every Democrat in Minnesota calls this person a neighbor or a member of our community. He is an illegal alien, and we are going to identify him as such. The ICE agent caught up to the illegal alien, who then violently assaulted the officer. And while they were fighting, two radicalized whack jobs ran out of a nearby apartment and attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and a broom handle. These are Tim Walz's political vigilantes. These are his radicalized goons that have been instructed to literally fight federal law enforcement in the streets. These are Walz's warriors. As the officer was being ambushed by Walz's warriors, the illegal alien got loose and began hitting the officer with a shovel. The ICE agent at this point is being attacked by three men, a violent illegal and two of Walz's warriors. The ICE agent pulls out his gun, and he shot the illegal alien in the leg, which is a reasonable reaction. His life, after all, was in danger. All three criminals ran back into the apartment and barricaded themselves inside. All three were eventually arrested. The ICE agent is in the hospital, and so too is the illegal alien with the gunshot wound to the leg. I want you to listen to this Walz warrior, a state representative named Bobby Champion.
So we'll leave it right there with that. Yeah, that's exactly what should happen, is that they should be arrested. Walz warriors. That's good. Okay, so I wanted to show you this video because we're gonna look real close at what actually happened. And you remember the first video that I showed you where the wheels were going toward the officer, actually to his going to the left of the vehicle, going to his right, directly at him. And you see the part where he gets hit and he kind of loses his balance. We're going to see this from another angle. Now there's probably 5 or 6, I don't even know, more videos from the other side of the street. There was a ring camera. There was another guy that took a video after Renee had crashed her car. So we're going to see from this video, which is a little bit further down the street on the same side of the street, looks like, we're going to see if the car actually strikes the officer, which we already saw in his video that he had, that you could hear it hit him and you could hear the gunshots. So you could clearly hear him being hit. Let's see if we can see what else happened from a different angle. So I slowed it down to quarter speed. You see right here at the front of the car, he's right there. Look how far back he gets pushed. Now I'm going to guess about 6 foot tall. And he at least is pushed back his own height. Look how far back. Initial hit. Now he does go off to the side of the vehicle after he gets hit. But that's only because the wheels were spinning on the ice. Had they got traction on dry ground, he very well could have been hit and run over. So there's no way that I could look at this and say that he was not hit by the car. And I don't see how anybody looking at that would say that he wasn't hit. Now, what I will say is that this video I could not find just by doing a search. All the other videos came up. The body cam or the officer's cam came up. The previous one from the angle where you saw the wheels turning, that one came up, but this one didn't come up. And this was the second video I saw. This came out pretty early, but then all of a sudden it was gone, or at least not very many people were reporting about it. I had to remember, like, okay, I saw it on Brandon Tatum. That's what where I got this from. And that's it. That's all I have to say about it as far as that video. But it's very clear that he got hit. Some people say, well, it's grainy, it's a potato quality. You don't know by this video who it is, but by the other 4 or 5 videos that are available, particularly the other 2, his own perspective, his POV, right? His point of view version of it, and the one where that was showing the wheels. Very clearly, when you look at all 3 of them, you know exactly what happened. He was hit by the car. He went off to the side as he was hit and got off 3 shots. It's not his responsibility to mind read and try to figure out whether she was intending to drive over him or not. She was fleeing the scene, hit him, and that's the end of the story. He is not required to read minds. You can't read minds. We can look at the film afterward, playing Monday morning quarterback, and say, like, okay, I don't think that she was. And I agree. I don't think she was trying to hurt him, but she should have never been there. Drove 500 miles to get out of her way. She obstructed the path. She defied a direct order to leave the vehicle. She defied again by putting it in reverse. Get out, get out, get out. And more verbal commands. Punched it forward, hit the cop, and got what happened. It sucks. It sucks all the way around, honestly. So those are the videos. Very clear what happened here, and all the other stuff that's happening, the shovel attack on an ICE officer, all the things that these guys have to deal with for the whole last year. If you're a Christian, well, if you're a believer or a non-believer, and you're promoting this stuff and you're defending these people doing this and getting in the way, all I would say is that you shouldn't be telling your own children to do that. Why would you instruct somebody else to be doing that? Is it because you have no skin in the game? You don't really care whether somebody else gets hurt if you don't know them. You could be outraged all you want, but if you're inciting people to get in the way of law enforcement, it's just a bad recipe for a bad outcome. And you need to rethink that. Now I'm talking to Christians, because I got in a conversation with a Christian about this on social media, and they were defending it, like saying, like, oh, that cop is a M word, murder, and because Trump, and because evil, and because Epstein, and because of this and because of that, and that is the most incoherent thought. I don't even understand how that thought process works. If I were ever to understand or try to understand what Trump derangement syndrome was, or see evidence of it, that's it. It makes no sense. That has no bearing on this. She didn't belong there, disobeyed a direct command from law enforcement, and hit a law enforcement officer with her vehicle. End of story. It's unfortunate that it turned out the way it did, and it could have been even worse. But if you're engaging in, encouraging people to do this kind of thing, I'm asking you not to do that. Don't do that. Just be on the side of the road like a normal weirdo and just protest normally. And especially, why get involved? That's why, like I was saying earlier, why get involved in something that you have no skin in the game? You're defending or you're defending people you don't even know, but they're violent criminals. They released the list of 9 to 12 people. They were all hardened criminals, violent criminals, criminal invaders that do not belong here. They had no right to be here, and they got to go. They either got to go and get out of this country, or they're going to go into a prison cell. And why was she out there? She got family at home. She got kids. Don't do this, man. That's my take on it. It's only going to get worse. I'll probably follow up with a video about the church incident, because Don Lemon Squeezy is trying to tie that to this. So, all right. Well, that's all I got for this video, guys. As always, I love you. Please be safe and don't do anything dumb, and don't give bad advice. Until the next time, love, peace out.